The Premier League title race is well and truly on. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Yesterday's video is going to centre around this Premier League title race which seems to be developing before our very eyes. As of course the games tick down, the games are coming thick and fast. We're entering that busy festive period where the football is just constant and it's consistent, and I love every second of it, of course. But after today's madness of a day at the top of the table, after this overall weekend, which has been an overall madness of goals galore and insanity, we've got a title race on our hands, people. It's not as foregone a conclusion as what many people may think. Arsenal lead the way currently, 2 points clear at the top of the table after their 2-1 win yesterday against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Liverpool had to come from behind to beat Fulham, but they still managed to beat Fulham and get 3 points, 3 big and important points to leapfrog Manchester City into second, 2 points behind the Gunners. And City crumbled a little bit today. After a 3-3 draw with Tottenham in what many people probably predicted as being an easy result for City. Wasn't so, was it? We're going to be talking about the games, we're going to be talking about these three teams, we're going to be talking about the title race overall, but before we go any further, I would like to remind you to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and probably greatly appreciated. Also, get involved in the comment section. Talk to me about this title race, people. Talk to me about the teams involved. Talk to me about anyone else. We've obviously got Aston Villa in the top 4 as well. Or is this becoming a top 3, a 3-horse race for the Premier League title? Let me know what you guys think, your thoughts, feelings, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings. I don't care what they are, just let me know what they are down in the comment section below. I'm sure it'll make for interesting and great reading. But without further ado, let's go on with the video. Let's talk today's Premier League football, let's talk yesterday's Premier League football, let's talk Arsenal, Liverpool, City and everything else in between. First and foremost, that 3-3 draw was crazy. The 4-3 earlier in the day between Liverpool and Fulham was insane. And yesterday, Arsenal got the job done against Wolves. Arsenal getting the job done before Liverpool and City played. That's how you do it. Like, I don't know if it was I don't think it was like a vintage quality performance by Arsenal. But at the same time, those are the kind of results that where you just have to grind it out and get the job done. We have praised Liverpool and City in recent years for doing exactly that, grinding out results when they're not playing well. And I know it's happened a couple of times for Arsenal this season, but that seems to be a negative thing towards Arsenal. I don't quite get that media spin, because if that was City, if that was Arsenal, they would get heavily praised. If that was City, if that was Liverpool, they'd get heavily praised for doing that and grinding out results like that. So Arsenal deserve big praise for grinding out a 2-1 victory over Wolves and the big result for the Gunners there to take them top of the league. And at that time, they were 4 points clear, of course, until today, where Liverpool ground out a 4-3 victory at home at Anfield against Fulham. Absolute chaos, where some absolute worldies were scored, some absolute screamers were scored by Liverpool. But defensively, they were all over the place. They couldn't defend anything that was being thrown to the box from a Fulham set piece. They looked vulnerable on the counter-attack, and it looked a bit of a shambles, in all honesty, from a Liverpool perspective for most of the game. Liverpool scored a worldie. Trent Alexander-Arnold got the ball rolling, which actually turned out to be a Bert Leno own goal, but it was still a quality free kick nonetheless. McAllister, wow. All I can say, McAllister's goal, absolute worldie. Endo popped up with an equaliser when it was 3-2 to Fulham to make it 3-3. Quality goal. Like, I've had my criticism of Endo this season. Can't criticise him for his performance in this game, albeit a rather short appearance, obviously, given the fact that he was a substitute, bit of a cameo. But he made the most of his minutes with a goal and obviously stabilised that Liverpool midfield enough for obviously not only for him to go on and score the equaliser, but mere seconds later it seemed Trent Alexander-Arnold scored the winner. Trent Alexander-Arnold is him. Full stop. That's it. Done. Dusted. Trent Alexander-Arnold is him. He is on another level right now. He is absolute quality. And if this move into midfield is going to be a permanent one, Liverpool get an extra layer of danger to them. Defensively, they've got to sort it out massively. We conceded 3 goals to Fulham. How do you concede 3 goals to Fulham? I know Wolves did, but 2 of them were penalties. Conceding 3 goals to Fulham, particularly when we were at home, is abysmal. Shocking. Should have got the game done and dusted very much sooner than what we did. It should have been much easier, but we never do things the easy way. It is what it is. We managed to get the 3 points, but many things still need to be addressed. Do I think we're in a title race? Like I say, we get to January, we buy a proper DM, we sort out defensively, maybe get 1 or 2 additions there. Who knows? And obviously after today, when we get drawn against Arsenal in the FA Cup, it's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. So we'll wait and see on that one. And then Man City today. Man City, 3-3 against Tottenham. They seemed in cruise control for a large part of the game. And then Jeremy Doku goes off injured and is replaced by Grealish. And they lost that edge about them. Doku on that left-hand side against Pedro Porro was giving him food for thought constantly, giving him a torrid time, constantly running at him, constantly seeming to be City's outlet of attack on that side, or even whenever they ventured forward, it was like, give the ball to Doku and he'll create something. And he almost did on numerous occasions. Erling Haaland's shooting boots were not polished, probably a bit frozen in obviously this bad weather. He was poor. He was shocking. On another day, he probably gets a hat-trick. Spurs were very fortunate that he caught Erling Haaland on an off day. But take nothing away from Spurs. Like, they had their moments and they took them. There weren't many, and they rode their luck at times, of course they did, but Spurs took their moments when they counted, and that's how you get something from this City side. And again, it's a few weeks in a row now, 3 draws on the bounce for Manchester City, in which you can look at it and you can say City were too comfortable in all of those games. City were too confident in all of those games. And when that confidence and when that comfort really started to bed into them, that's when the opposition struck. You saw against Chelsea, they seemingly walked into that game thinking, well, Chelsea are a bit in the mud here. Chelsea are a bit poor this season. We may get the 3 points. Chelsea gave them a really torrid time and a really tough day, and they ended up walking out with a much-deserved point. Liverpool, they were better than they were against Chelsea, but at the same time, in key moments in the game, they failed to kill off Liverpool when it mattered most. Again, a bit hard done by maybe the VAR on the day to deny Akanji's goal for the foul on Alisson. But at the same time, they still didn't kill off Liverpool, and it allowed Liverpool, where in a moment where City were looking comfortable and they were a bit lackadaisical, Liverpool went in for the kill and got the goal that they needed to take a point from that game. Against Tottenham in this game, it was very similar. City were all over them first half. Apart from the one breakaway, which of course led to Son's goal right at the beginning of the game, Son broke away, got the goal to put Spurs in front. Apart from that one moment, City were in control. City were passing the ball about, they were getting in dangerous positions. It was just lacking that razor-sharp edge in the final third. But you could sense it was coming, and you knew that with City it probably would come. And then they go ahead. Doku goes off injured. Spurs make it 2-2 out of nowhere. Grealish thinks he wins it, and then right at the death, Dejan Kulusevski with a point-saving header to put Spurs back into it and to make it 3-3 and to set up an interesting finale, which Spurs managed to see out, albeit in controversial circumstances. Simon Hooper, I was going to say Anthony Taylor then. Simon Hooper didn't exactly cover himself in much glory when he stopped Grealish going through one-on-one. Erling Haaland was judged to have been fouled in the middle of the pitch. He was fouled, but the rest should have played advantage. And the strange thing is that the whistle seemed to go after Erling Haaland had played the ball over the top for Jack Grealish to run onto. and really seemed to have a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So much controversy there. Controversy as well at the end. I think Akanji went down in the penalty area, judged to have been fouled, but referee and VAR both said no, which is surprising because I thought only Man City get those kinds of fouls given in their favour, especially when they're in the penalty area. But there we go. There we have it. It wasn't to be. City come away with only a point to show for their efforts today. A massive point for Spurs. They stopped the rot a little bit. They were on obviously a 3-game losing streak coming into this game, and not many people gave them a chance of getting anything from this City game. So this point is huge for them. But in terms of the Premier League title race, what we are seeing right now is an Arsenal side that I would say are slowly shifting through the gears. And of course, with January around the corner, there's always a chance that they're going to strengthen. And if they do strengthen, it's either going to be in that midfield area, which they seem to lack a little bit of depth in, or it's going to be the strike force, which is seemingly missing just a little bit of extra something to really kill games off. And I feel like if they can get one of them two, or maybe even both of them, that will really put Arsenal in an even stronger position going forward. For Liverpool, we know about their problems, we know about their issues, we know that defensively they are still a little bit awkward. The injuries are unfortunately starting to pile up. Joel Matip, the latest to be on that medical list for the Reds going forward. He came out today with what seems to be a big injury, so fingers crossed it isn't, but again, the injuries do seem to be piling up. Alisson, Jota, now Matip, to add to Bajcetic and Thiago as well. And of course Andy Robertson. So the injuries are a little bit concerning. The squad depth is definitely being pushed, but it's not as bad as what some other teams are. So we'll obviously have to wait and see what January rolls by, and if obviously Liverpool decide to get some early transfer business out of the way and done with, which we tend to do. We tend to get some early transfer business in January out the way and done with. So fingers crossed we can get that, and we can get it in important areas that matter, mainly DM or the defence, and tighten that defence up a little bit. If Trent, like I said earlier, is going to move into that midfield position on a more permanent, regular basis, I'm all for it. But we also have the option to move him out wide, should of course time allow it. And that's what I constantly said. I said it throughout the majority of pre-season as well. Using Trent in the middle, as well as maybe pulling him out towards the wing position, is going to be a great tool to have for our Arsenal going forward. And also it could open up more games if we use that versatility that Trent is now progressing and obviously showing on a more regular basis. Big moments now. He got obviously, in my opinion, like I didn't even see that it came off Bernd Leno for it to be considered an own goal, but massive free kick and then a massive moment towards the end where he scored the winner. So couldn't be much any prouder of Trent. I really should take Mo Salah out of the team, because as soon as I put Mo Salah out of my fantasy football, he decides to score goals. I am hindering Liverpool's performances by having Mo Salah in my fantasy team, so I genuinely do apologise to Liverpool fans. Genuinely do apologise. Next week, or should I say on Wednesday, is it? He will be definitely out my team by then, because then he will start scoring us plenty of goals. I genuinely do apologise that I am a jinx on Mo Salah's career. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. And obviously, Arsenal shifting through the gears. Liverpool have always got that potential about them. They've always got the potential to obviously perform poorly, as well as maybe blow teams away. So you don't really know what you're going to get from them, but it's going to be interesting to watch them going forward. And City right now look vulnerable. And it's vulnerable in certain moments in games. They'll still blow teams away, and they'll still blow some of the smaller teams away. But of course, when you look at this City side and you look at the overconfidence that they sometimes display, the comfort zone that they sometimes are in too much in games, you can sometimes see that is where you can hurt City. Once they fall into this bit of lull and they seemingly get a bit too confident and comfort on the ball, that's when you can spring an attack and hurt them. Chelsea showed that a few weeks ago. Liverpool showed that last week. Tottenham showed that today. And I think if teams start going forward with that sort of mentality and that look on how to maybe beat this City side, more points can be taken off this Pep Guardiola side. It'll be interesting to see how he combats this going forward. Like I say, it was a bad day at the office for Erling Haaland, no doubt about it. Jeremy Doku's injury isn't going to help matters for City whatsoever. And obviously, we do hope that it's not a massive injury. And we hope that he's back ASAP because he is electric. Like, he is a quality and exciting winger to watch. So, fingers crossed he'll be back soon. But I'm excited for this, and I'm hoping that this kind of three-horse title race continues into Christmas and the New Year, because I wasn't expecting Liverpool to be in it. I still don't really expect them to be in it come the run-in towards the end of the season. I still think, unless, of course, we address those issues in the January transfer window that I've discussed and talked about on numerous occasions. But Arsenal are definitely there, in my opinion. They need a bit more of a killer edge up front, and maybe the likes of Saka and Odegaard and Martinelli can obviously maybe provide that more and more so, without maybe the need to go out and buy a striker, if obviously they see midfield as their priority. But at the same time, Arsenal are looking dangerous. Arsenal are looking scary, and the only thing that you can say is that obviously Arsenal were in this position a little bit last season, and they bottled it, essentially. Maybe the experience of going through that may spur them on this season. They'll be happy with the result today, even if it is a Tottenham point. Like, I know they don't want to ever see Tottenham win a game, but even so, I reckon Tottenham taking a couple of points off City will have made a lot of Arsenal fans smile tonight. I'm happy with the result as well as a Liverpool fan. Not exactly happy about the Liverpool performance, but we got the 3 points, we got the job done. I'm very much interested and excited for what this Premier League title race holds going forward. And of course, with the games coming thick and fast, we've got a midweek game coming up. We've then got a weekend game. And then, obviously, the games are just going to keep on flowing between now and the end of the year. So I'm very much interested to see what December holds. I'm very much hoping that going into the second half of the season, we see this three-horse title race continue to play out before our very eyes. Hoping City drop a few more points by then. Hoping Arsenal do, in all honesty. But it's going to be very interesting to keep hold of. These are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of this Premier League title race so far? What do you make of the games that were played out today between Liverpool, Fulham, and of course Manchester City, Spurs? Arsenal yesterday beating Wolves. I'd love to know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in the comment section, because I'm sure it'll make it interesting and great reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always very greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll see you and talk to you again soon.